Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, hope that's not too loud, guys. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are around the world. Welcome to Kilroy's World. I'm here. I'm just hiding behind the deal. Can you guys hear me? I see Jeff out there. Oh, I better turn on El Spicho Chato, right? If I can get it here. Let me turn speech chat on, and I guess I probably need. Let's see. Let's put my water over here. Let me bring this keyboard down here. Man, this thing's dirty too. Look at that. Let me clean that off a second. That might not be a good idea since we're live, but there we go. Let me set it there. Let's see. Speechchat.com. Let me unmute it. Unmuted. Unmuted. Oh, wrong mouse. Wrong mouse. There we go. Hello, everyone.
Kilroy
There you go.
says, "Hello all."
Hello, all. Yeah. Hello, all. Boy, that's like.
Snawcrush for Canada
Hey, good evening, Greg.
says, "Good evening, L."
How are you, man? How is Greg doing today? Can you hear me, Jeff? Oop, wrong one. You know, I could probably just go check on YouTube myself, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see, it's live.
Snawcrush for Canada says, "I'm fine as frog yes hair."
Good to hear. Good to hear. So what do I got going on tonight? Let me still listen to this. That doesn't sound too bad. All right, good deal. Um, so
Niantic River Woodcrafting
hello,
with Chris
Chris.
Nealon says, "Who wants to help me find a pen bushing in my shavings?"
Hey, I've got a
Brian
bushing.
Works says, "I'm here for the retro but losing the battle with sleep."
Uh-oh. I got a bushing somewhere. Well, sorry, Chris. Can't help you on that, man. Wish I could. Man, I can't see the 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 monitor in front of me because it's. There we go. Well, Eloy, if you're sleepy, take a nap, or better yet, watch the stream, and that'll allow you to take a nap. So what am I doing today, guys? I was trying to format a floppy. Okay, I've got I've got some old floppies here. This one, these have been open for a while. I don't know the one I put in there. I don't know if the
Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon says, "Found it."
good. I don't know if the floppies are bad or if the drive is bad. Okay, I've got different drives. Might try to find it. I guess I don't know, or try to figure out if it's the drive or the floppy. I'm trying to get a bootable
Niantic
floppy.
River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon says, "Oh man, BASF brings back memories."
Yeah, I've got some of these too, which they're not even open, and I've got other discs too. This has got a capacity of 1.44 megabyte IBM, so this should be formatted, I think. The one I got in there, I tried to I,
Snawcrush for Canada
I tried to run
says, "Bushing."
bushing. Bushing. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. That's this. I guess I could do two things. I could do this, and that's as good as zooming in, but you can't really see it, right? Which you probably won't be able to see it anyway. Man, that's fuzzy. Oh, yuck. I tried to hook it up directly with with uh, uh, with RCA cables, but it wouldn't work at all. So I'm trying to get, and I'm working towards getting the display to display in the system. I might have to spend a little more money for VGA to HDMI or something like that. And really, I don't even think that'd work. It has to be USB to where I can capture it like a camera. But anyway, so what I did here is I tried to format this disc. I tried to format this disc, okay, and it said it was bad. Well, it's probably a good disc. It just gave me an error of invalid media. Oh wow, I just realized something. No, I guess not. It's Yeah, it's not write protected. These old floppies, when you would flip that little door right there, it would keep them from being formatted. But that's not the case. So I'm going to try another disc out of this box, this BASF box, and I don't know where the little deal was, but and I actually have other discs that I can try also to see if it's this drive. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one in and see if it'll format it. So let me go ahead and I already have format A colon. Hit enter. Press any key when ready. Enter. It starts the format, and it may be a dirty head. It just stops at 0%. So I'm assuming either the floppy diskette, the floppy drive itself is bad on this one, or the discs are bad. I doubt the discs are bad though. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go get my floppies that I know that I have, that I've used. In fact, do I have one out here? No, I don't. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. And I guess I've got to be right back, don't I? Yeah, I do. There you go. That sure is puny though. No, not that one. Come on. Oh, it's locked. There we go. There we go. BRB, guys.
Rock and Woodworks says, Greg, 2 words zombie movies, a fresh batch are coming out on Netflix.
And I'm back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Zombie movies, huh? Is that what you're watching? All right. Here's what else I've got. All right. I've got a little case of discs. Now this is netware stuff. I'm gonna try to just read this one disc.
Just in time, my Netflix subscription just ran out.
Let me just try to read it. So let's do a dir a colon, which that says read the floppy. And if it doesn't read it, yep, see it read it. So, what am I missing? What am I missing? So if it reads it, that means the drive itself should be okay. And it's formatting, it's not wanting to format. I'm just thinking. Yeah, because, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, so we know it's reading, okay? We know it's reading. I've got a disc here. It's called Tweak, which is a disc that was built ages ago, right? Let's read this thing. And I think I've got a Norton utility on here. You know what? I think that disc will actually load and run, which is a system disk, which is what I need. Why isn't it command format com sys mem?
Rock and Woodworks says, you're missing out on some of the best cinema since the last 80 years at least.
All right, I'm going to take and make this thing read only. And I'm going to type format a colon. Okay, so I'm going to take this disk out. Oh, wait, no. Control C. Okay, we're back to the drive. Let me change over. No, I was on A. Huh. Insert new disk. No, that was right. That was right. Let me do this again. Let's go back over to A. Okay. Now there's a I'm pulling up a directory of whatever format is, which is FOR asterisk dot asterisk, and that should tell me what on A drive says format, and format is on there. So I'm going to use that format that's on there. So format A colon. Rock
and Woodworks says, colons should always be read-only.
Right? They should always be read-only. Incorrect MS-DOS version. Okay, I can dig that. All right. Now, I wonder if this disk is actually a bootable disk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart this thing. Now let's see if I can format something else. Maybe it's those disks. I've got Windows 95 on floppy. I don't want to format these, but if I find a driver disk, it's going to be history. And these disks, I don't know where I got my, look at that. I got Norton Utilities on 5 1/4. That'll be neat to try it. At least we know we've got some good discs. And the Norton Utilities are really good discs. I've got Microsoft Fortran on floppy also. And I'm just digging through here to find a disk. Microsoft Windows. Let's see, setup. Yeah, here's a setup boot disk. But I'm not wanting to install Microsoft Windows 95, which I believe is what's on here. Let me see here. What have I got here? Windows 95, Windows 95. Oh, as I drop them. Way to go, Al. Let me take the Be Right Back off too, right? So, So welcome everybody that's out there. I see a few that are lurking about. Um, I'm not going to call anybody out though. So let me put the Fortran discs there. Okay, that's all I've got there. Let me check one of these discs. I have no idea. Well, I do know what they are. They're NetWare, and I think there's a LAN driver here for a long shine electronics. But this is only a 720K floppy. Tell you what, let's see if we can read the 720K floppy. Let me see if I can also show you. Let me see if I can show you the disc. Let's see which camera.
Crash for Canada says, I remember that desktop background.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah, that's what I want. Let me get rid of this one here. And that's what I'm doing there. Move that over. Like I said, I would make it bigger, but it's going to be just as blurry, I think. You know, I wonder if it's a focus deal. Hmm. And I think I want to try to adjust. I think I'm going to try to adjust the focus on it manually. Let's see, configure video, contrast, saturation, camera focus. Maybe that'll work better. It's still a little fuzzy. Hold on, let me try that again. That's going to be as good as it goes. I've never realized that it was so blurry. So let me put it on auto. Let's see. All right. Well, yeah, I'm working on, like I said, on getting that video in there a little better. But I guess this is as good as we're going to get right now, guys. So I've got a floppy disk in here. Let's go ahead and read it. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, so this has got a bunch of object files on them. So let me just do this. Let me change over the C drive, which is just C:, that puts us over there. Let me leave that there. Let me format A:, insert a disk and drive A. Wait, let me see something. Man, this doesn't want to come out of here. There we go. Yeah, and see, this is a 720 also. I gotta have a 1.44 because I want to make a none of these. All these are 720Ks. That is crazy. Yeah, I guess I'll do it. I guess I'll do it. Let me take and take the lock off so that it'll format it. Whatever this is, whatever that LAN driver is, I'm probably not ever going to use it. put it in there. Let's go ahead and do, okay, hit enter. Okay, now it's verifying 720. It is formatting. It is formatting, so maybe those discs are bad. Okay, it's at 10%. I'm good with that. I wonder if I can get this camera closer, if it'd be any better. Let me see. Let's see.
JJ says,
Yeah, that is better.
hello.
Hey Jim, how you doing? In fact, can I take this camera off this tripod and set it on top of the computer like that? It is formatting.
Snowcrush for Canada says,
I think it's the camera. I think it's the camera not focusing, guys. Hello, Jim. How you doing? I'll move this over this way a little bit. Now, yes, its format is complete. Let me adjust this again.
Says, hi Greg.
Welcome to the menagerie. All right, let's move this way. Let me focus on the camera. There we go. I think that looks a little better. Let me adjust this again. Oh, and that finished. Oh, it's asking me, excuse me, for a drive name. Enter for none. What should we call this floppy drive? Boot? It doesn't have a boot. I'll have to transfer the system over though, but excuse me guys. Let me adjust this camera. Let's see, it's not that one.
JJ says, was good till got motion sick.
Yeah, right? Sorry about that. If I can find this camera. No, that's that one. I'll zoom out. Let's see, there we go. That's it. Okay, so let me adjust this one. Let me, oops, that's the wrong one. Oh, I remember now what I did. I don't even need to do that. I can just shrink it back down, because what I did is I made it big. Remember, I just expanded it. There we go. All right, so yeah, it's still too far in. Come on. All right, that can go there. I think I'm still zoomed in. Let me go to properties, configure video, zoom. Yeah, it's way zoomed in. Oh, is it doing anything? Yeah, there we go. Let's just zoom all the way out. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let me fix this camera so we can actually see it. Yeah, I got wires upon wires upon wires. Let's see. And this keyboard is holding it down. Yeah, nothing like good old cables, guys. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let me move this over so I can actually see what we're looking at. Let me frame it right. There. All right, yeah. So right now it's asking me, for a drive. Let's call it boot 720 underscore 720. What the heck? Underscore 720. All right. Format another. No. Enter. All right. So now I can change over the drive.
Crash for Canada.
There it is.
Says,
okay.
No complaining, Jim. You would have to pay for it at a fair ride. You get it for free here.
So let's see. This thing's falling on me. There we go. What? So now I'm going to try to put the system on this disk to see if we can boot up off the floppy. Now, ideally, I really want to do a 720. I'll go ahead and pull out another disk. Maybe those disks were, man, I don't understand. I know I got tons of floppies somewhere. I just haven't been able to locate them.
Silly Andy says, look, it's Vintage PC's guy.
Hello, Silly Andy. How are you? All right, let me clear this out over here. I opened up a bunch of screens trying to move stuff. Okay, that can go away. Open, export data. That can go away. That can go away. I'm looking at stuff. That can go away. Now, did I just disconnect everybody? No, there we go. Chili Andy! Silly Andy! Welcome to the menagerie.
Chris Nealon says,
yep.
When you think you have tons of anything and can't find them, blame the wife, lol.
Well, you know, honestly, that wife is gone 2 times over. In other words, the wife I had when I was working, well, wait a second, with those discs, she no longer is my wife.
JJ.
The second one I married,
no, Greg, not a roller coaster rider,
is no longer my wife either. The third one, of course, everything went into storage then. The third one, well, the third one's here. Actually, she's asleep right now. So what happened here? Why is this? Why does this look like it's zoomed back out on me? What's the deal here? I'm going to adjust it again. Oh, I know what happened. I didn't save
Andy
it.
Says, oh, so is there another chat?
There we go. On Twitch there is. Okay, I think this is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's. I didn't save it. I didn't apply it, so it went back to what it was. All right.
Silly Andy says, I am on Twitch. Where is the other chat?
Oh, on YouTube. Let me drop the YouTube address in there. Let's see. Copy. Let me go over to Twitch.
Silly Andy says, YouTube land.
Yes. Let me put the link in Twitch. Unless you said you were going. Yeah, YouTube land. And you can go over there if you want. Here's the link of where we're at right now. Okay. That should be okay. That should get you over to YouTube. No worries either way. At least the other guys that are chatting, you can interact with them too. They can only hear you. I don't have a dual chat bot for. I mean, the chat bot chats both sides, but yeah, you don't see the actual text unless you go over to YouTube, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, so now we got at least I know now that I have a good working floppy drive on this compact and a good disk, right? So I know I've got something. I'm gonna just let me see if I go back to C, and I believe SYS space A colon. Let me see how much I remember of DOS. Sys is not recognize an internal external. Okay, so really what I was trying to do is trying to transfer the system over to the drive. In other words, over on flop, and I can't remember how to transfer the system. Let's see. I got to research it, guys. Sorry. I thought it was SYS A colon, but I guess not. And this is stuff I used to do a long time ago in a land far away. I'm just seeing if I can find something, and I don't see anything yet. And if you know, by all means, please tell me how to format your drive. No, that's not what we want. How to move to another drive, how to drive to prepare a hard drive, moving OS to an external format partition, R colon computer help. I thought it was... All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Silly Andy says, well darn, my YouTube accounts are all over the place.
Oh well. Well, I guess you'll have to figure it out, right? All right, so I want to try to format a colon.
Silly Andy says, Twitch it is for today, LOL.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Thank you for being here. Anyway, that's the important thing. I'm going to try format. I'm going to just try to format this one again. Format a colon, and I believe it's // S. That should put the system on it, I believe. So let me try that. And last time I tried it, it gave me an error. So let me see. Yeah, invalid parameter set /s. I'm going to try to put it all together. Nope, still the same. I'm going to do format /? And that should tell me. No.
Custom screen printing says, hello Kilroy.
Hello Joey, how are you? /? Tells me all. Let me see if I can make this big here. Tells me all of the different
Silly Andy says,
the different
format AS.
Just AS.
Silly Andy
Yeah.
says, for drive.
Well, I just lost everything. There we go. Let's see. So format, volume. Oh, this can move over a little bit. No. Go big. Go big. All right.
Jeff Robinson.
Hello, Jeff.
Says,
yeah.
Al, have you tried the React OS project?
No, I have not.
Silly Andy
I have not.
says, is it plugged in on C?
No, it's plugged in on A. But here it is, guys. It's format the volume /FS, which puts a system on it, a file system on it. So it's FS. Yeah. Because if I was doing
Silly Andy
yeah.
says, oh, it's a floppy.
Yeah, it is a floppy. Yeah. I'm trying to format the floppy that I've got in there, which is only a 720, but that's okay. So format a colon, and I'm going to put /FS, and let's see if that's a valid command. Nope, that's still a bad command. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the space out in between, and it's still bad. Format volume, format a colon, that should work. FS
Silly
is
Andy
file system.
says, oh, is that CMD in admin?
Oh, yeah, that is. That's CMD. And the version of DOS that I'm in is Windows 95, but the version of DOS is 5.1.26. which is Windows XP version. Hey, that's not 95, that's XP. I thought it was 95, so I'm wrong. So override the default allocation unit defaults.
Jeff Robinson says
F is
it's
size.
a new Windows emulator. Jeff's Train World.
It's not an emulator, Jeff. It's actually a compact PC.
Jeff's Train World Ho No Gauge
Hello, Jeff.
says XPT.
See, /F colon size specifies the size of the floppy disk to format. Okay, that's not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting to put the system on it, which I thought was /S. /V performs NTFS only, forces the volume to first necessary, A colon size,
Silly Andy
tracks,
says,
sectors.
is that a single-sided disc?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a 720K floppy.
Jeff's Train World Ho No Gauge says, what are you doing today?
What I'm doing, Jeff, is I'm trying to take a floppy disk and put an operating system on it to where I can boot up off of that operating system. And I'm not having any success. Format A colon.
Silly Andy
I formatted it.
says, format 1S.
1S? See, I don't see that option in there. And just S is nothing.
Silly Andy says, which dose is that again? Jeff's Train World Ho
5.126.
For games.
5.126. And yes, this computer can run games. I just don't. I thought it was. You know what? You know what? Format A colon /sys. Nope, that's still not right. Let me take it and put a space in between. Nope, that's still not. All right. Hey Siri, how do I format a floppy diskette and put the operating system on it to make it bootable?
Okay, I found this on the web for how do I format a floppy disk and put the operating system on it to make it bootable. Check it out.
How to make retro computer boot floppy disks? Oh, that's a YouTube one. No, I don't want that.
Jeff's Train World Ho No Gauge says, I'm trying to format programs for my train world.
You're trying to what, Jeff? Format what? I know you were working on the on the not the merry-go-round, right? Yeah, merry-go-round. And guys, thanks so much for all of you being here. So far there's been
Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon says, format F maybe.
well,
Silly Andy
I'm trying to
says,
format programs for my train world, yeah.
Silly Andy
Format no,
says,
I don't think it's /F.
you got Windows there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know what? You know what? Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm so stupid. I am so stupid.
To format a 5126 DOS boot disk floppy, insert the floppy, open my computer or similar, right
Yeah.
the floppy drive, a select format and check create an MS-DOS startup disk before clicking start.
But I wanted to do it from the let me find the file manager on here. See my documents. Let me open up this, which will open up a drive.
Says, video programs for lessons on the train layout.
Oh, I gotcha. All right. So here's what we got. Here's my computer. Can we see that? Yeah, we can see that. There's the floppy drive right there. Okay. See right there. Wow, and this looks like it has two hard drives in it, Presario C and Presario D, and the hard drive. All right, so it doesn't see anything, but if I right click on it, I can format it. But let's see, let's go to format. I was trying to do it from the DOS prompt. And maybe in this version of Windows you can't. All right, so I'm formatting it. It's not a 1.44, it's a 720. Oh, come on.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge, says, question for you.
Yes. Man,
Silly Andy,
that's seeing that.
says, last checkbox.
Yeah, but wait. See, it's
Silly
seeing
Andy.
that.
Says, check it LOL.
It's seeing that as a 1.44, and that is not a 1.44. So let's back up for a second, guys. Let's back up.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge, says, why do they call it a floppy disk when it's actually hard?
Well, the case is hard, but inside
Andy
it's really floppy.
says, is the pin detector broken?
No, it doesn't have it. It is a I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Silly Andy
There's no
says,
telling.
just drill a hole.
No. We're not going to drill a hole.
Silly
But I
Andy
know what you're saying because
says,
I've done it many
on
times.
the other side.
I've got more floppies here, guys. I just need to locate them. All right. Here I've got some
Niantic River woodcrafting with
double-sided high-density
says,
drives.
the original 5 discs had no case.
Exactly.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge,
All right.
says,
So let's
I
do
know a stupid question.
let's do
LOL.
this one.
Silly Andy says, man, I feel old now.
No, don't feel
Silly
old.
Andy says,
Feel retro.
LMAO.
Feel
Jeff's
retro.
Train World Ho, NO Gauge, says, face fuchsia white eyes.
Will that
face
show
fuchsia,
that?
White eyes, face fuchsia white
It
eyes.
does. It does show it.
Nightbit says, subscribe on the YouTube channel https www.youtube.com Kilroy79763 and warp into Discord server https www.discord.ggxycjavi.
All right. So it's the only
Silly Andy
option
says,
is
oh,
1.44.
look, a bigger disc LOL.
Yeah, exactly. The only one is that fat. Create an MS-DOS startup disk. Yes, which is what Andy said, which is what we need to do. Let's click start and see what it does. Now, I had problems with these disks a second ago. We'll see. Warning, formatting will erase all data on this disk. To format the disk, click OK. And it's formatting the disk. Hopefully, can you hear it? And it is stepping through, but it's not showing me, which is okay.
Crafting with Chris Nealon says, have to go, folks. Silly Andy says,
Okay, Chris.
BZZ.
Thanks for stopping by, bud. Appreciate it. All right. So it did it. It didn't give me an error. I'm going to close it. Okay. But did we need to format it first and then put the system on it?
For Canada.
We don't know.
By Chris.
See, I should have, and I do. I now have the stuff I need, including, well, it's keyboard. It put keyboard on there. I was thinking I was going to see like command or something like that. Display.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge, says, I'm back.
So it must either have hidden the system files, but this
Jeff's
stuff looks like it's system.
Says, Johnson doing bingo.
Ah, bingo. All right. So it's actually searching more. Huh. I'm waiting for it. It's making noise.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge, says, bingo.
See, guys?
Jeff's Train
Here's the
World
deal.
Ho,
Let me
NO Gauge,
see if I can eject
says,
this thing.
hi, Greg.
Let me see if
Silly
I can.
Andy says, you can right-click and unhide system files.
And maybe that's what it's done. It's hidden them.
Snockrusher Canada says, Hey Jeff. Jeff's Train World Ho,
Tools,
NO Gauge,
folder options,
says, Hi Niantic.
view, system files, hidden files. Do not allow hidden files and
Jeff's Train
folders.
World Ho, NO
Show
Gauge,
hidden files and folders,
says,
guys. There it is.
Hi JJE.
Okay, apply
Silly
it.
Andy says, Wait, does this thing for a video 3D?
Apply. Okay. So now it's showing hidden files. Let me look at the disk again. No. It put mode on there, it put keyboard, it put EGA display. But I was thinking it was going to put command on there.
Jeff's Train World Ho,
Interesting.
NO Gauge, says, Be careful you don't push the wrong key.
Right? All right.
Silly Andy.
Let me take and put
Says,
this in, which I know this
Doesn't
has.
it usually unpack that into RAM on boot? Jeff's Train World Ho, NO
Yeah,
Gauge,
but it should put an auto exec
says,
on there, a config
Jeff
sys.
left.
Let me look at the A drive again. See, it should put, or should have put a sys on there. Let me go ahead and hide this right here. It should have put a sys on there, a scan disk, an uninstall, a format. No, I take that back. That's what's on here.
Says, Try boot from it and let's see what that does.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do it. Let me see if I can get it to stop. It's still looking on the disk for stuff. And that's tweak, which is a bunch of stuff that's been put on there. It's a test disk. And we're waiting for it still before I pull it out of there. I guess I could, but... And I am. I just did. All right. So, come on, stop. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, that's fine. Let's cancel it. All right. Let me go ahead and shut this down. And I'm gonna restart the system, and I'm gonna try to go. I guess it's just turn off. So let's turn it off. And when I bring it back up, oh no, wait, stand by. There's restart. I want to restart it, and what? It's delete to go into DOS, so I can boot off the floppy. Is what I'm trying to do. It probably is set to boot off the hard drive. So let's make sure that that's set that way also. What did I say? Delete, right? And it'll probably come up and say it, but... Okay, so I'm just pressing delete. Is it delete? Advanced setup options for Windows F8. F8. Let's see if... There we go. Safe mode, reboot. Wait. I'm probably going to have to reboot. Reboot to OS choices. Enable boot logging VGA mode also. Let's just reboot it again. And I'm going to press F8. I believe it should be delete. I believe it's delete, guys. No, F8. Microsoft recovery. All right, let's do Control Alt Delete F1.
Andy says, F8.
Oh, there we go. It's F1, guys. On this, it varies. It varies from different BIOSes. Okay. Sometimes it's delete. F8 puts you in the operating system choice mode.
Andy
Okay.
says, sometimes F2 LOL.
But I hit F1 on this one. It just depends. And sometimes F2 correct. Yes. All right, so let's do this. Let's set the time on this. What time is it, guys? 8:53. So let me set 8. I want to see if the battery's good in here. Oh my goodness. 8:53.
Silly Andy says, set it to Y2K LOL.
Right now it's set for system date of 2002. So I'm assuming that's the system date. That's when this thing was built in 2002. And I know I purchased it after Y2K for a fact. Because this was one of the ones that I had purchased back then. I bought 2 compacts like this. What did I say it was? 852? 854? 854. Let me tab over to the date. And it is... Oops.
Silly Andy says, when they added a digit to the year LOL.
It was Y2K, yeah. So this is 4. By the way, this is a 2400 400 megahertz Intel Celeron. Ooh, with 128K of cache RAM. Let me go back over here. Oh man, I today is what, the 5th?
Silly Andy
What's today's date?
says, you need to post a PO box to send vintage stuff in LOL.
I need to put a P.O. box to send vintage. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Andy, I'll give you my address. I don't have a problem. I can give you my work address if you want. It's public information anyway. And I can receive anything there. But I would certainly graciously take it and we could do a stream on it.
Snockrash for Canada says, 4th.
Thank you. Whether it works or not, no big deal.
Silly Andy says, I need to get rid of stuff out of my house LOL.
Okay, hold on a second, Andy. Let me give you... Do you have Facebook? Can you drop into Discord? Do you have Discord? And I'll just give you the address.
Silly Andy says, I got both.
Okay.
Silly Andy says,
if you're in my Discord, yeah, if you're in my Discord, I'll just give it to you there. And I'll give you my home address. I don't have a problem with that. You could probably look it up anyway. If you knew a few things about me, you would find it. So it's not like it's a secret or anything.
Says, you got a Discord link.
Okay.
Silly
yes.
Andy
Yes.
says,
yes.
oh, Facebook.
No, Discord's fine. Hold on. Are you in Twitch right now, right? Yeah. Here. Oh, sorry. I can't see. There we go. There we go.
Nightbit says,
Ooh,
warp into Discord server
They taste like Corbin and James like them. I did too.
Discord
no cook?
GGXYC
Yeah, they're no bake.
Look what Lil Red brought in here. No bake cookies that she made.
They
Yummy.
taste pretty good.
So I'm gonna take at least one. Thank you, Lil Red.
You're welcome. Let me know if you like it.
Of course I do. Thank you.
Silly
They
Andy
taste like those normal bars.
says, tasty.
Oh, definitely. Num 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 num. All right, let me bring up Discord.
I love you. I'll be in there.
Love you too, dear.
Corbin's here, by the way.
Huh?
Corbin's here, by the way.
We'll tell him I said hello.
Okay. I'm gonna leave.
Tell him I'm streaming right now on YouTube and Twitch.
Huh?
Let me bring up Discord, guys. Excuse me. And I heard a tut-tut. Tut-tut.
Nightbit says,
Jeff.
join our Discord server https www.discord.ggxycjavi.
Jeff, if you're here, you know how to get a hold of my address. Okay, let me tell Discord, yeah.
Snockrusher Canada says, hey Jack.
We allow access because some reason, I guess Windows Security blocked it. All right. And I think I see you right there. Peace. No, wait, that's my friend, my other friend. Welcome to the menagerie. Hey, all right. Hold on a second.
Jeff Robinson says,
Let me add you as a friend.
Yes.
Man, I'm having to look over this computer, guys. My apologies. That you, Andy?
Silly Andy
Yeah.
says, LOL too many comps LOL.
Oh, I hear you. And you know, I have thought about getting a P.O. box. There you go, guy. Thank you. And my name also.
Nightbit says,
that?
subscribe on the YouTube channel https www.youtube.com Kilroy79763 and warp into Discord server https www.discord.ggxycjavi.
Why is it going to be fast,
Jeff
Andy?
Robinson says, I am eating true fruit.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That will be.
Nightbit says, please follow here to see more antics in woodworking, electronics, computers, and more.
I'm seeing if a friend of mine has got a Ghostbusters, a complete Ghostbusters rig.
Says,
you know,
join our Discord
the one that they have on their back, like the backpack. And I took a video of it this morning, and I'm asking him. I just asked him if I could make a video out of it and put the video on YouTube. So there may be a video coming up of his I don't know what to call it. YouTube or Ghostbusters backpack. All right, good deal. All right, Andy, you've got that. Thank you.
Jack in the shop.
Hello, Jack.
Says, Proton pack.
Yes, yes, Proton pack, guys. It's really cool. It is really, really cool. I was amazed. You know, it is awesome. I guess there's an incoming break on Twitch. I'm going to dismiss it. Okay, and I got 3 more snoozes. Doesn't matter, I guess. But all right, so let me go back to what I'm doing. So I was setting this up so it would boot. Let me see. Let's see. I got the date in there. Didn't you say 5, Greg? I put 4 in for some reason. It's the 5th, isn't it? No, it is the 4th. Okay, it is the 4th. Never mind. All right. So let me go over to boot. And
Crusher Canada says, I think I sent you a friend request on Discord L. Snowcrusher Canada says, 4th.
yeah, it is. Let me see. Let me go over. Man, it's tough really handling two mice. There's the friend request.
MTV_Matt J. Thanks for following.
Snow Crusher. Hey, thank you for the follow. Matt J, thank you for the follow. MTB, yeah. Snow Crusher. I accepted, sir. Good to have friends, guys. And good to have friends like you guys, too. You guys are a great bunch of people. I've known some of you for years and years and years, virtually. And good people. Okay, let's go down here to boot priority. And look at that. It is actually, it would have booted off the floppy. I thought it would have been set to the hard drive. Good. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit F10 to save this because I changed the date and stuff. And I'm just going to check the battery at this point. I have more batteries, so let's do that. And Jeff Robinson, I really want to do something ham-wise. I've got, well, you know, when I say welcome to the menagerie, I've got so many irons in the fire, and I go in so many different directions. And honestly, I have had a lot of bronchitis lately. And that's kind of kept me a little down too, and I play video games on top of that, guys. So, you know, I come home, I came home today and I graded a bunch of papers. And of course I work full time and play a lot and retro a lot and craft a lot. And well, I think you get the point, hopefully.
MTV_Matt J says, hi, what OS you loading?
Well, this is Windows XP that's loading up. But you know, I screwed up because I needed to put the floppy in there, so I'm going to have to restart this again. Right? Yeah, it's not in there. So much for that, huh? And I think it's loading. It's saying welcome. Yeah, it is. It just, hey, it's a slow computer.
Jack in the shop says, put that XP machine on the internet and let's see how long it takes to get hacked.
Right? You know, though, I am behind a firewall, and I am using a VPN. I think I've got a VPN running right now. So, Jack, would there be any way to keep it from being hacked? I mean, because, like, for instance, you know, some of the older computers, like the Commodore 64 and stuff, they make it to where you can telnet into them and stuff. And, you know, you've got BBSs, right, running. And I'm waiting for this thing to fully boot up. I still see the drive light on.
Jack in the shop
right here
says, yes, turn it off.
I bet there's a way, though. Because if they can't get through the ports in, if all the ports are shut, yeah, that's my phone. And I guess if Moo Hugs was here, she'd say, take your phone off the camera.
Silly Andy says, can you use Xeons?
I might have a motherboard, but most of the motherboards that I have are either...
Jack in the Shop says, XP has a lot of exploits. I would make a file and trick you to run so your computer will connect to mine that will bypass the firewall and VPN.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna say no. Although I do have some machines that are server size. But I'm not gonna say yes. I think actually. I think I pulled. Yeah. I think I pulled
Silly Andy
one from something. I don't remember where it was
anyway,
from.
LOL, it's
Yeah.
in my desk.
Well, see? Pentium 3 Xeon. And I don't remember what I took it out of. But I've got two of them too. You can send whatever you want. Okay, let's see what this says. Your PC contains programs that allow you to create a set of system recovery CDs. DVDs. These are CD DVDs will reinstall the operating system that shipped with your PC. Should you have a problem with your original PC hard drive, or you replace your hard drive, you will need a recovery CDs. Do you want to create a set? And I have no idea how that came up. Let me make sure that I'm in screen. So I'm going to tell it no. Not right now. Remind me later. Yeah, no, remind me later. I don't think I'm going to back it up anyway. In fact, I can't even get it to click. There we go. All right. So first time I'd actually seen it come up though. That was interesting. Maybe because I was in BIOS, maybe? I don't know, you know. Oh, and I guess I can say hello here, huh? Or not?
Kilroy
Yeah.
says, hello.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I've never noticed that prompt back there. And yeah, you're totally right, Jack. Okay, let's do this. Let me shut this thing down again. Let me make sure I've got the disk. Let me make sure that this is the DOS disk that we just formatted. So let's read it. Let's go there. You know, I can honestly say that with the different versions of Windows, I have forgotten even how to run Windows. Like right there, I was going, where do I go? That's right. We'll go to my computer. All right. Yeah, that was the disk that we formatted, remember? And that's what came up. Now that is a 720K floppy. I wonder what the size is.
Jack in the Shop says, I got here late. What is the goal from booting from floppy?
The goal to boot from floppy is to install a floppy on this thing. Remember? So far we've taken and we've had a video card, so we got video output. Remember we tested this motherboard? We've got a floppy controller. Okay? Remember we couldn't get the hard drive to work on this? But I'm assuming that the floppy controller is good.
Says, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to have a little consistency. Like I said, I was sick last week, so I did the Amiga emulator and you know, just to do something. But I'm back on focus basically, and I'll eventually actually even get a video interface between VGA and the system to where I can put it into OBS. Yeah, and that thing keeps checking it as if it were reading it. So let's just shut down and restart. Let's close this out. And I'm just gonna turn it off, guys. I'm wondering why it keeps checking the floppy. Like either it never finished really. I don't know. I don't think that drive's gonna boot. And the only 720 or the only 1.4 megs that I've got handy are those. You know, I take that back. Take that back. I've got a brand new box here that I haven't opened of these, and then I do have some of these BASFs. And I know I've got floppies. I just haven't been able to locate all the software, other than 5 1/4 stuff, by the way. Okay.
Jack in the shop.
There we go.
Says, wow.
So now
Batman.
let's start it back up. Hello,
Says,
Batman.
ALD but Geld.
Welcome. I'm afraid you're going to have to translate that one, Batman. So I went ahead and pressed the power button. Did I? There we go.
Batman. Says, old ALD.
Old ALD. It sounds like it's starting for the floppy. Nope. It skipped.
Batman. Says, Geordie version.
Geordie version. Yeah, see, it's going straight into Windows, so that didn't do that. So let's try another one when it comes up. And I'll try to format it again. Because it should have booted off that floppy. So my guess is that it didn't format it properly. Maybe I need to format it and then put the system on it.
Says, well, I survived a week of babysitting the grandkids.
How old are the grandkids, Greg? And Batman, do you want to explain the Geordie version? I know who Geordie is, but excuse me.
Batman. Says, Geordie is term for my regional dialect.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. See, I didn't know.
Canada. Says, 3 and 7. Jack in the shop. Says, tricycle engines.
Oh, it's like hamsters. 3 and 7. Now I'm not certain about that one either. So let me see. Geordie version, old ad. It said, Ald but good. Old Ald.
Batman. says.
Geordie version.
Geordie, sometimes known in linguistics as Tyneside English or Newcastle English, is an English dialect and accent spoken in the Tyneside area of northeast England. It developed as a variety of the Old Northumbrian dialect and became especially connected with the city of Newcastle upon Tyne.
Awesome. Thank you for the information. I did not know. All right. So what we're going to do is we got a cursor there. Exactly. Exactly, Batman. Little smiley face. So what I'm going to do is take and go down to my computer again. Now see, these are formatted IBM. I'm just trying not to open up this pristine old new stock. Look at that. I paid a whole $4.29 for these. I don't see any type of date that I can refer to. But they're pre-formatted IBM. I don't know. We would always format them anyway.
Jack in the shop says, don't open it.
Right. You understand. And by the way, let me do this. Guys, if I ever have it set like that, let me know, okay? For some reason, I've noticed that it'll go small like that. And I don't know if it just defaults like that when I start up. Yeah, Jack, exactly. I'm going, man, I don't really want to open, this vintage box, It's bad enough that I'm touching it, right?
Batman says, examples.
All right, so let me go ahead and go over to here and go to my computer.
Batman says, "Away man, this phrase means many things depending on the tone. It could mean hurry up or get off it, way I man, or simply way I is an excited way of saying yes, of course. Pet, a term of endearment used in the same way as dear or my love. Gadgy, an old man. Raggy, a particularly aggressive person. Bobby, dazzler, something or someone excellent. You might also say they're a real diamond. Clamming, hungry, especially if you're really craving something."
So what region are you in, Batman?
MTV_Matt
I know you're over in the UK.
Says, did it read the directory before you reboot? Sorry, catching up.
Well, yeah,
Batman
but
says,
it
Northeast.
it didn't have on it what I thought it would have on it. So let me look at this floppy that's in here,
Batman.
and I'm expecting it to air out. No,
Majority. Snockrusher, Canada.
that's the one that's in there.
Probably worth 5 now.
And remember, right? And remember how I kept saying that it kept accessing it. It's trying to access it, but it doesn't. So I'm going to air it out. Set it down over here. Okay. Let's cancel it. All right. Canceled. I'm going to put another one in there. Oh, got to put it in the right way. All right. Let me go back over here. Now, of course, when I try to access it, it shouldn't say anything other than, well, let me do it again. I'm expecting to give me an error. Or do that. Okay, not accessible. Okay, I could do that. All right. Let's tell it okay. Let's go back, and I may have to just close the window out and start back over. Oh, there we go. All right. So now I'm going to right click on the floppy or on drive A. Come on. Come on. It's still trying to access the floppy. All right, I'm going to start over on this. I don't mean reboot the system, but I mean, yeah, just close it. Program is not responding, and now Okay. All right, get out of there. Come on, Windows. Recover. Did it just crash Windows? Looks like it.
Snockrusher Canada says, AC/DC singer Brian Johnson is a Geordie and played in a band called Geordie.
For those about to rock, we salute you. All right, let me go back down here.
Batman says, yuck.
Let's go to my computer. Okay. Let me go right click.
Batman says, he also a gadgie.
A gadget. Come on, right click. Right click. Tools. Folder options. Map network drive. No. File. Oh, it's doing something. And it's raining outside right now. Maybe these BASF discs are bad.
Batman
See, are they
says,
IBM format?
how sunshine.
Sunshine is doing great. I got some 12 by 12 wood for laser cutting, and I set it on the couch, and she literally chewed through the corner of the box into the wood and chewed a little bit on the wood too. By the way, she's been chewing a lot on stuff.
Batman says, teething.
Yes, exactly. Man, it won't let me access it.
Batman
And it's
says, I hate that face.
not responding. Yeah,
Jack
I
in the
know.
shop.
And I think it's
Says,
making her sick.
need fiber in diet.
Yeah, but yeah.
Jack in the shop says,
No.
LOL.
Right click. That's what we did a second ago. It won't let me bring up format. I'm trying to remember if it's in any of the pull downs. I mean, we formatted it a second ago.
Batman says, I'm off to ZZZ.
All right, Batman, have a great night. Have a great rest. Thank you for stopping by.
Silly Andy says, the second part under address is the name right. MTV underscore
Yes.
Matt J
Yes, it is.
says, reseat the flippy.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. No lights are on at all. It is
Jack in the shop.
reseated.
Says, party pooper.
I think it's where he's at, which is in the UK. And if he's still there, what time is it, Batman? Yeah, it is not wanting to.
Patrick Kennedy.
Hello, Patrick Kennedy.
Says, try format from command prompt.
Well, we did, Patrick. We did. But we were trying to transfer the system over. Okay, we will. Let me make sure it's not doing it. No, it's still trying to access. It's still trying to access the floppy, and of course, there's nothing there to access. Here, it freed it up. There we go. There we go. Maybe. I'm waiting for the format window to come up, guys. Welcome to the menagerie, Patrick. So the floppy light is on. I'm hoping that it's going to come up with the little window for system, you know, format and system and all that good stuff. Not yet. I really, and my computer's not responding right now, so it might be bad floppies, I think. Well, I take that back. Or the drive itself, because I still haven't proved that the floppy is good. But other than maybe being dirty, it really wasn't used a lot anyway. So it probably is okay. Okay, the floppy light's still on. But down here it says, oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Nightbit says, join our Discord server https
So,
www.discord.ggxycjavi.
If I do a quick format and create an MS-DOS startup disk, see, I didn't do that last time. I just clicked create an MS-DOS startup disk. What do you guys think? Think I should let it do a complete format, or just a quick format with create MS-DOS startup? It's allowing me to do that. What do you guys think? And I know there's at least several of you in the stream that know exactly what to do. And honestly, I've forgotten so much about this. Oh my God. Because in Windows, you know, current day Windows, it's so easy. I mean, it's just, and who uses floppies anyway? All right, I'm going to do it this way. Because it says create MS-DOS startup
Patrick
disk.
Kennedy
All right.
says, the MS-DOS disk option will do a full already.
Well, so should I turn it off then? Should I turn the quick format off and just let it do create? Because that's what I did on the last one. And that's what I think also, because it's saying create an MS-DOS startup disk, that should format it, right?
Patrick Kennedy says, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. Really, we're doing it the same way we did it last time, Patrick. Okay? So let's do it again. Warning, formatting will erase all data on the disk and format the disk okay. Do it to it, buddy. The floppy light is on. I don't hear it though. Yeah, I do. I almost fell too. Click, 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 click. Now you can see the light right there, maybe, right?
Patrick Kennedy says, timber.
Yeah.
Jack in the shop.
Okay.
Says,
It's done.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Jack. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. So let's go ahead and close this.
Jack in the shop says, I had to deal with an order coming in.
Alrighty. Let's take a look at the drive, or the floppy. And it's not responding, but I think it's trying to read it.
124-inch metal signs.
Ooh! Ooh! Nice! Yeah, it's still... No, it didn't do anything. My computer's not responding. That's interesting.
Patrick Kennedy says, I hear it on my speaker reading the disc. Jack in the shop says,
Yeah.
Plasma CNC is going to be busy.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, Jack, remember the other day I said that I could get a plasma plasma at table for $1,500? Well, it was just a table. I still would have to get a plasma unit. Well, right now, down here it says my computer not responding. So let's cut this out. All right. Let's let it recover. Let me bring it back up. Let's go back up to my computer. Double click on the floppy. The light's on, but there's nobody home yet. Ah, A is not accessible. No ID. So that didn't format it.
Snockrusher Canada says, I'm going to try 3D printing again.
3D printing's fun. All right. And look, guys, just to show you, okay? I wonder if this is a system disk, by the way. But just to show you, well, if I use the right mouse, this is what's on this
What printer you got?
And see, that's got sys on it. So that'll probably start. It's still rattling. As soon as it stops, I'm going to turn it off.
Silly Andy
and start it back up again.
Says, I never liked the window DOS.
Yeah. But that's what I grew up with, guys.
Silly Andy says, DOS 3X was glorious.
Yes. Yep. That's 3.3 was when they fixed all the little bugs that 3.0 had. Okay. So it's not reading it anymore. The floppy's there. I think this is a bootable drive because it has sys on there. I'm almost certain. All right. So let's do that. Let's shut it down, and then I'll start it back up. Just go turn it off.
Jack in the shop says, I starting in DOS 2 first programs I wrote was in GW Basic.
Yeah. I remember when it didn't find, well, that was, I think it was the PS2s though. No, I'm thinking it was the PS2s. When it didn't find DOS, it would default into basic. And see, here's the thing. I've got
Snockrusher Canada says, have an old knockoff Prusa that was nothing but a home aggravation kit. Jack in the shop
is it
says, yeah.
Is it an ANET?
Snockrusher Canada says, ordered kitty.
All right. Let's boot this back up. And it should boot off the floppy. I'm looking at the light on the floppy. It's accessing the light on the floppy. Sounds like it's loading off the floppy. You can't see it, but right there. Yep, starting Windows 95. Yeah, so this is a bootable floppy. So we have a bootable floppy now. There we go, guys. Yay! Yay! There's all the stuff that's on there. Okay? So we now know we have one. So I'm not really certain. Maybe those discs
Jack
aren't
in the shop
right.
says, there it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. So we've achieved the goal tonight of finding a bootable floppy. So I guess
MTV underscore Matt J says, welcome to 1996.
right?
Snot Canada
Welcome
says,
to 1996.
Old one was so knockoff it didn't he have a name?
Oh, cause what I'm saying is I've got a knockoff, and what it is an ANET A8, and I still have it. Hold on a second. Excuse me. So, let me see.
Jack in the shop.
So this is it.
Side quest.
Yes, definitely. Is this what you got, Jeff? Or yeah, Jeff. It's a little blurry, isn't it? Wonder if the light would help it. No, the light doesn't help it. And see, the top of this thing is cracked. So what I did is I found on Thingiverse the piece that goes on the top, and I pre-cut it. This is foam board.
Snot for Canada says, no mind different.
Okay, all right. But anyway, I need to eventually cut this out of acrylic and replace it. But anyway, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this system down, take this computer off of here. I have a floppy behind there. Let's just, I guess we just turn it off. Let me get this thing out of here.
MTV underscore Matt J says, the ANET A8 is famous for catching on fire. It has no thermal runaway protection.
Well, this thing has been updated with the latest anyway, the latest back then, the latest patch, I want to say. And also on the board
On the shop
on the board at the back.
says, I can cut that out of 11 gauge steel. It will not break again.
Right? On the back it has 2 power cables instead of 1, and there's actually a piece that I got off of Thingiverse also that I made that takes the slack off of it, or the tension off of it. All right, let me get this stuff put away and bring the motherboard over here. In fact, we can probably do this now. Yeah, we can probably do this right now. All right, see, I've got a couple of floppies here. I've got this one,
Snot for Canada says,
which is probably good.
was looking at a bamboo, but didn't he like the propitiate?
And then I got one that's a little dirtier that I don't know the condition of it. This is a Panasonic. That other one's I think a Mitsumi. And I probably have a couple more sitting around too. But this one looks really good. I'm sorry, this is an NEC, not a Mitsumi. All right, so that's what we're going to go for now. Let me pick this stuff up. Oh, and look. Norton Utilities on 5 1/4. Let's put this stuff back. Alright, this goes in this other box. Once I have a system that I know works, you know, I've never thought about putting
Jack in the shop
an internal floppy.
says,
I don't think I can.
I still like my Bamboo X1C. I have not updated the firmware yet to the latest
Well,
version.
I do have, yeah, firmware. That's it. I updated the firmware on the ANET, and it does have PID settings in there so that it does check for thermal overrun. Anyway, I could format floppies inside with this if I needed to also, but I didn't. All right, so that goes there. This is the Microsoft Windows stuff. Let's put these back in here. Just trying to get the stuff off of here and away. All right. Let me get rid of this. I don't need that. I'm gonna need a different keyboard than this one, and probably a mouse too, right?
Patrick Kennedy says, I have the X1C. It broke. I just got the part today to try and fix it.
Oh, good, good. All right. So here's what we got. This is what we've been working with, and I'm not going to need a mouse, but I am. Let me move this keyboard over.
Jack in the shop says, what part broke?
Let's move that over there. Keyboard. Where's my keyboard? Here's my keyboard. Trying to figure out where this camera's pointing.
Says, not sure yet. I heard a loud pop and the filement won't feed. Jack in the shop says, the AMS is great until it NT.
So in the extruder, there's my nice small power supply. And it was black to the center, right guys? See, I can take this off. I don't need it. Maybe. Because that's for the hard drive. Let's see if I got a floppy diskette in here. Cable. I better have a floppy diskette cable. Or, there we go.
Says, bought new head and extruder for a start.
Oh! Oh! And I need that, but I only have this. And I've got an adapter somewhere, I just don't know where. Okay. I don't know, I guess I can use this one. Yeah, that one's got the turn on it, and it's like that. So I think this will work. I think that'll work. Let's see. So let's plug this in over here. And let me make sure. Yeah, pin 1 is at the top. Red is at the top. Maybe. It's hard doing this without, you know, getting in the way. You know what? I can lift this up. What? Oh, Oh, there's a pin blocked out there. That's not going to work. Okay, so this one's not going to work. And I guess I don't have one in here. Yeah, here we go. This one will work. Yeah. Yeah, this one's got both that style and this style. So that's weird though.
Kennedy
It doesn't have
says,
a twist
about to start raining a
on
lot
there.
now.
Yeah, I hear it. There we go. Okay, that's in there. I don't know. Hold on a second, guys.
Jack in the shop says, today is my 20 years Pike Electric. I get my 2nd anniversary shotgun.
Oh. Nah. I know I have an adapter. I just don't know where. Oh, didn't need that mouse anyway. So I guess I'm just. I guess it's going to be B. And not A. I don't know. I would have expected there to be one also here. So, all right, let's plug this in. And I'm assuming that this is pin 1 on this side, and I don't really have a way to tell. So that's going to be my logic. What do you guys think?
Rusher Canada
like that, right?
Says,
not
there
to,
are so many new types of filament now.
Not to the outside. Yeah, I've got some wood filament. I'm going to go look for another cable real quick on another machine. I'll be right
Jeff
back.
Robinson says, so is the Bamboo the new most have 3D printer, or are there still AY budget prints?
Oh, and I can't get it out. This one looks like the one I want, though, but... Hold on. Let me go look at another machine. Ah, yeah, here we go. Nope, this one doesn't have one. These are all scudgy. Here we go. Yeah. All right, I found one. Now see, this is a really long one. But it has the twist on it, which is what the other one didn't. So
Jack in the shop says, Bamboo is the top of the line for start print and forget it till it is done.
I'd like to get a multicolor. Is it single color or multi? All right, there we go. To the top. And then
Jack in the shop
to the inside.
says, Bamboo can print up to 16 colors.
How many reels does it have, though? Okay, so there we go.
Jack in the shop says, with 4 AMSs.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, and guess what, guys? No floppy adapter. Let's see if I can swipe one from something else. Maybe? No? Is this an adapter? I don't believe this. I just do not believe this. And I don't believe that power supply doesn't have an adapter for a floppy. My God. Is that what we're going to fail at?
Silly Andy says, is the street Ave or RD?
Nope. Oh, crud. Did I just miss it? It's Avenue. You can leave it off and it doesn't matter.
Silly Andy says, KK.
Yeah, thank you. Let me look again in my stuffs. Let me look some more. Well, we're out of luck. As many computers as I have, not a single one of them has got a floppy adapter on it. No. Well, look what I found, guys.
Says,
A homemade
Discord server https
adapter.
www.discord ggxycjavi. Custom screen printing. Says,
Hello, Joey.
I am still here listening to you, Kilroy, and watching my friend.
Welcome. All right. So, this is one I made back in the day, guys. Okay? This is what we need. All right. I knew we had something. All right. Let's take this, put it on here, like so. And thank you, Joey. All right. Let me move it out of the way. Let's put that there. I don't want to be in the way. Let's take this, blacks to the center. And I always have to remove this dim so that I can angle it in, because that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? And then down. And then this one, same way.
Snockrusher Canada says, necessity the mother of invention.
Indeed. And you know, I remember making it years ago. Well, I don't remember making it, but I remember that, yes, I did make it. For this very same reason. All right, there we go. All right, so we got power there. We have a keyboard here. We have a floppy power adapter right there for this Molex. There we go. All right. Do we have floppy in there? Oh no. Where's my boot disk? Let's put it in there. Okay. Let's hook up a VGA cable. Maybe, yeah. Let's get that out of the way. Now, of course, I don't know if this controller floppy drive works, but okay. Let me switch over to a different scene. I guess I probably could do it the other way around. Let's see, can I flip this scene around? That's how dirty, that's how dusty that screen is. It's not any better. Look at that. Okay. When it turns on, you won't be able to see it. It's still not really what I want, though. Thanks.
Custom screen printing.
Thanks, Joey.
Says, don't forget to put the SIM back in.
Yes. Thank you. I did forget. All right, there we go. There it is there. There it is there. Yep, we're good there. We got power. Let's get that away from the system. I need power for the power supply. Let's see here.
Patrick Kennedy says, looks like the inside of my truck after all the dust storms.
Right. Yeah, Patrick, you know where I live. And you know what my garage looks like too. And you know what? Let's see, that's this one. That's this one, right? Let's bring it down
Patrick Kennedy says,
to that.
yup.
Huh, what is this? Car cam. Oh, that's the CNC. I can't see. I can't see. Here's face cam, which is that. There's this one, which is ceiling bay. Yeah, I want to flip them, guys, is what I want to do. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's what I want to do there. Bring that one there. No, I had it right. No, the other way around. Put face cam
Patrick Kennedy
on top of it.
says, I remember when the shop was nearly empty.
Yeah.
Jeff Robinson
and now it's packed.
says,
anyway.
how about a mouse?
Nope, no mouse. We're just going to be in DOS. What am I trying to do? That's that one. I want to put that one below this one. I'll put that one right here, below it. So that all I want to do is go real small.
Silly Andy says, a small cube coming your way, the bigger stuff I have to find boxes for LMAO. Jeff Robinson says,
thank you, sir.
and memory.
Ooh. We'll be checking all that out on stream, guys. Oh, wait. Make it a little bigger. All right, and I guess I can just back it up a little bit instead of adjusting it. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so, here's my power on the power supply. All right, we're plugged in properly. We got a floppy
Jack
connected.
in the shop says,
Twist on that side.
y'all believe that kids back in my day, we did not even have a mouse on our computer.
Right. Use the keyboard, and that's all we did. Yes, then that's one of these. At least at this point. I could hook up a mouse on the serial port here. Okay, I could, but I'm not gonna be in an operating system where it's gonna help us. All right, let's see what happens. Here we go. And you know, I put it in the wrong place. So is it booting?
Jack in the shop says, do you still have a DB9 mouse?
Maybe. Oh, I don't think it's booting. I'm going to have to go in the BIOS, I think, and set it to boot off of the floppy is my guess. So let's go delete. Let's go over to boot. Let's see. Boot sequence, yeah. Here, let's change that to AC. All right, now let's get out of this, hit F10 to save changes. Yes. And see if it boots up. I don't see the light at all. So maybe the adapter's not working either. Yeah, that should have at least been going clunk, 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 clunk. Okay, let's turn that off for a second. Let me look at this again. Make sure I get the power plugged in right. Yeah, the power's plugged in good on this end. Power's plugged in good there. Is this adapter actually working? It looks like all the wires are connected. Nothing's broken. Did I put the cable on backwards? Is it actually supposed to go the other way, this way? See, I don't know if one is on the outside or on the inside. Let's try it the other way. Let's try this again. All right, here we go again. Yeah, I got a light now. See? And it's accessing it. Welcome back, Jeff.
NO gauge says, I'm back.
It looks, guys, the light's on at least, so maybe that's not right either. I don't hear it accessing. So maybe that is wrong. Oh, yeah, disk fail.
Jeff's Treen World Ho, NO gauge says, was doing landscaping.
Let's put this back the other way. Yeah, on your train set. Let's see. Come on. Well, maybe this floppy's bad. Okay? All right. It should be going ka-chink, 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 and it's not ka-chinking. So let's take this thing off. Let's take our power off. All right, set it there. Let's take this nasty looking one here. And then what I'll do is I'll go to some other ones that I think might be working. Oh, and it's got something in there. Listen. That can't be good, huh? We're going to try it anyway, because I can at least see that one is to the outside right there. One is definitely on the outside. Yes it is. Yes it is.
Jack in the shop.
We can do some more.
Says.
It was.
Fully seated.
It was. That doesn't sound good. I may just go take one out of a computer. All right, let's see. So this one's this way. And let's put our power on here. Now let's set it down. Trying to show the drive. Let's see if I can just prop it up. I'm just going to turn it on and see what the light does right there, guys. That's still not that great. Let's see. No light at all. That should have gone zoop. Could be the cable, maybe. Although I don't have much faith in this floppy either, by the way. All right, I think I got a third one sitting around here somewhere.
Silly Andy.
And that was this one.
Is that old Bob Burger still open up there?
Was it on South Andrews Highway, or is it the one that's on 52nd and Andrews Highway? I don't know. If it's the one on 52nd and Andrews Highway, yes. All right, and that says 2 right there, so I'm assuming that is the inside. That's the number 1 pin. All right, let's put some power on here. And you know, I don't know if we have the right power on here. We might want to check that too. Okay, there we go. Let's plop this one up. Power it up. Nope, no light either. Of course, though, there is no floppy, but it should still try to access it. And let's just check, make sure that we are trying to set it up A first. Yeah, see? Sequence is A and C. You can't see that. because it's in the way. See, it is A and C, so. All right, let's turn this off. Hmm. God, get off of there. All right.
Silly Andy says, no clue I ran into that place on our Texas road trip pre-pandemic. We drove through town and I walked-talkied my buddy that I was hungry and to just pulled over LOL.
I don't know. I'm really not certain. Let me go find another floppy in a machine.
Patrick Kennedy says, think you are hanging on the MEM test or MEM test is taking longer to complete.
Well, okay, without the floppy.
Silly Andy
Okay, without the floppy.
says, MEMDISC test dog.
Let's see, where are we? Okay, without the floppy plugged in, here's where we're at. One meg's all it's got in there. So the next thing it should do is to try to boot, and it does, because it gives me no operating system found eventually. So now it's trying to find the A drive, and it's not finding it. So now it's going to go and switch over and try to find C drive. Because we were getting a no operating system found. See, hard disk fail. So it wasn't hanging on there. It's passed. F1 to continue. It's not going to do anything. Anyway, let's turn that off for a second. Where's another floppy that's handy? All right, let me take another floppy out of one of these drives. Or one of this big tower we were playing with last time, remember?
Patrick Kennedy.
It's the one that boots to XP.
Floppy is the hang then.
And then reboots, yeah. And since this is in a machine that I know was working, well, unless it went bad, obviously, right? Oh, come on. Who puts one screw on the other side? Ah. Well, luckily there's a screw that holds the case together, but I got to get it off. Now, let me get a flat screwdriver so I can pry it off the case or the panel. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, one little screw on the other side. this one doesn't look any better. Yeah. One is on the inside on this one. Right there. I don't know if you can see the one. Anyway, believe me, that's a 1. It's not a 0. All right, so let's go back over here. Just that. So let's plug this in this way. And see what I'm saying? It looks like mice have peed on it or something. All right, get us this power. And I'm assuming we've got all the power here that we need. All right. And see, it even had a disc in it. I'm going to go ahead and leave the disc in there, just for the sake of it. And that did open it up. Because I heard it go critique. Yeah, but that's still not working. It should at least be turning the light on. So maybe it's the controller, the floppy controller. What is this anyway? It doesn't say. But it does say hard disk fail, which is okay. All right, I'm going to put the one we know is a boot disk in there. Let's Control-Alt-Delete.
Patrick Kennedy says,
Okay.
ribbon.
Yeah, or the ribbon, yeah. Could be the ribbon. One more time. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Let me see the ribbon on this one. Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah, and I can't get this one off the motherboard without tearing the whole computer apart. Crud! We're so close!
Snockruncher Canada says, can you test the ribbon ANS floppy drive on another computer to see if they are known good?
No. I don't have another one to test it with. But I do have another ribbon. Okay. I think this is going to be the last try, guys. All right. It could be the controller, too. I don't know if the controller's any good. If I can get it off. Oh, my God. All right.
Jeff's Train World Ho.
Set that off.
Says, I was dozing off there for a bit.
Am I that boring, Jeff? And you know, guys, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to plug it directly in. Make sure our connections are right. We got the ribbon. We got the ground here, which is pin 1. We got pin 1 up at the top. Make sure this all goes in there. Okay, that's in there. Let's put this back. There you go, in there.
Silly Andy says, oh, the cable makes me shiver. Jeff's Train World Ho.
All right,
Gauge
there we go.
says, so what is the hang up?
Booting is the
Silly
hang up.
Andy
All right, here we go.
says, and the jumpers.
Nope. Maybe it's power. I can check power, I guess. All right. We'll try another floppy, and then I'll physically check the power on the connector there. Let's try this one. And I feel like I'm just trying the same thing over and over again, right? Turn it on. See, that light should come on. And it does come on when I hook up the cable back, right?
Silly Andy says, where is the power cable?
It's right here.
Extreme World Ho, NO gauge.
Oh, no, it's not.
Face orange raised eyebrow.
Yep, exactly. Good call. All right, let's give it a try again. All right. Nope, still nothing. So, either the card or our power to here.
Silly Andy says,
And that's easy to check.
where does the power cable go?
To an adapter that I made a long time ago in a land far, far away. And you know, I've been using the same one. I could also try a different one. Okay. There and there. Let's see. See if that does any difference. No difference on it. Let me check the physical power at this connector.
Silly Andy says, a different adapter.
That's the problem. I don't have another adapter. That's the problem. And honestly, I think I lucked out on that one.
Nightwood says, join our Discord server https www.discord.ggxycjobby. Silly Andy says, isn't that a fan power cable?
No, it's a Molex to where did I put it? It's a Molex to whatever, a mini Molex, right? I don't know what this is called, but it's a Molex 2.
Jack in the shop.
And it's got all 4 wires.
No.
So, all right, let's turn it on. Let me check here. I've got. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I got 5 volts there. And I've got 12 volts there. Okay, so I've got it going to there. So let me check this one now. Maybe. How am I going to do this? I guess I can check it here. Maybe. This is kind of tough to do this way, but got 12 volts there. No, wait. Now I got 5 volts there.
Silly Andy says. So now you need to check the connector.
And I have 12 volts there. Yeah, but I bet there's nothing wrong with the connector there. And I can't get that in there. Let's see if I got a couple little nails to stick in there. Or a couple of pins. Let me go get a couple of pins, guys, and I'll stick them in there.
Says. And that is a master slave cable.
Yes, and it's got, and I'm on the A, right? It does go on the twist side, right? I'm pretty certain it does. Be right back. Let me go get a couple of pins. Be right back, guys. You know, guys, I don't think we have a good controller. Although it was able to find the hard drive.
Silly Andy.
We weren't ever able to boot off the hard drive.
After the twist is supposed to be A and before the twist is B.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I got. I got after or before the. Yeah, after the twist is A, which is what it is, and B is down over here, but we're not there. All right, let me plug this in. There and there. And hope that they don't ground on me. There we go. we've got 12 volts. And we've got 5 volts. So we're getting 12 volts and 5 volts. I'm really thinking that we've got a bad floppy controller.
Says, did you jack that from your wife?
Yes.
Silly Andy.
Yes, I did.
Says, LMAO.
She does she does embroidery and sewing, and she's got tons of these, which I'm going to keep over here. I had one,
Patrick
but
Kennedy
now I got 3.
says, during the power on self-test post-sequence, the floppy drive test typically happens after the memory test but before attempting to boot from a storage device like the hard drive or CD-ROM.
Right. Well, it's not even saying, floppy not detected or anything. So that's why I'm thinking that it's my controller that's bad. All right. Well, we did do some progress, okay? We still don't know what we got good or bad, but I don't think the controller is any good. I'm gonna make that the next thing I'm gonna find is another controller. Right, I'm going back over here. No. There. Go over here. That's what I want. So,
Silly Andy says, wait, that darn thing is using a controller sprayed from the Mobo.
yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what I'm going to end up doing at some point is trying to go to another system that I know has a built-in
Silly
motherboard
Andy says,
controller.
what in the world is that?
Well, it's what they used to be. They used to have above boards. This is a 46. I think it's a SX. Yeah, I think it's a 46 SX. Without, I don't see any controller. So it does have to have an above board controller. And I may just go ahead and just get one. And I thought I had tons of them all over the place. But I think this is the only one I found. Let me look real quick, make sure I haven't brought one and don't realize it. Ouch!
Silly Andy says, ha ha ha, now I feel a tad bit younger. BC, I don't even know that Mobo layout. LMAO.
Nope, SCSI card. SCSI card. Oh wait. That's a parallel.
Jack in the shop says, this is not even the oldest one I have worked on. Silly Andy says, wait, there are people that still use this.
No. Yeah, I think I found another one.
Silly Andy says, about to say LOL, I just want to play Golden Axe on this.
I want to play Boulder Dash. Okay, I got another controller. Don't know the condition, but
Silly Andy says, a fancy green PCB.
yes, isn't that pretty? All right, so let's try this with a different controller. Here, I got to take this off anyway, so let's do that. Oh man, there we go. All right, and this is the same exact brand and everything. In fact, it's a Winbond chipset. So and you know, that does have a bunch of jumpers on it. I might look at the jumpers too. But I think the jumpers would probably be setting the COM port IRQs and maybe the address and stuff. So I don't think it affects the actual.
Silly Andy says, oh, was this the generation board that used some weird banks you can fill out on the top right area? Jack in the shop says, don't get them mixed up.
No, this one has the serial port loose. And I think we're good. Well, just a little more. Yeah, there we go. You know what though? I'm going to move it over one slot. Okay. All right. That's plugged in. Let's take our power, plug it in also. Let's give it another try, guys. Oh, that's my meter saying bye-bye. All right, let's turn that off. Let's put it up.
Patrick Kennedy says, you are blinding us, Al, a little shiny up top there.
I know. Look at that, man. Look at that. Yeah. You know what they say? People that are bald here are great thinkers. People that are bald here are great lovers. And people that are bald here and here think they're great lovers. All right. Okay, guys. This is going to be the last time that we do this. Okay? Let's see. See if we'll get this to show up for us. I guess I could just hold it up, huh? Here we go. See, we got everything connected. Yeah, floppy's connected there. We've got it connected here. It's on the inside on the floppy. It's to the top on the controller. We have power. Here we go. Nada. Nada.
Silly Andy says,
That could still be.
did you check that the Movo sees the controller? Snockrusher Canada
Well,
says, I think therefore I am.
remember in one of the past streams?
Custom screen printing says, God made perfect heads, the rest is covered with hair.
Right?
Knifeit says, subscribe on the YouTube
Yeah.
channel
Hard disk failed. So it's not seeing the floppy at all, guys.
79763 and warp into Discord server.
I'm gonna-
HTTPS www.discord ggxyc javi.
I'm gonna look. Come on. I'm gonna look at BIOS again. Let's maybe the floppy's disabled, right? How about that? What if it's disabled in BIOS?
Silly Andy says, yeah.
Oh, delete. Let's see. Maybe I've got it disabled. Standard CMOS. Look, it even says my seat. No, it's there. It's there. See, this hard drive or this controller is actually seeing a 504 megabyte hard drive in there. And it's on halt on all errors, and it's not halting. And let's go back. Let's look at BIOS. It's A and C. Swap floppy drive is disabled. Boot up floppy seek. Ah! How about that one? Enabled. All right.
Silly Andy
Escape F10.
says, yeah.
Save to CMOS. Yes.
Silly Andy says,
It is actuating.
Silly Andy says, ta-da, yeah.
Well, no. It did go click, though. It did do that, but... But still not booting off that disk. All right, let's do this one more
Silly
time.
Andy says, go BIOS again.
Yeah. Wait. Before we do, I'm going to try it one more time. See, this time the light didn't come on. Well, there's the light. It just checked the floppy. And we'll go back to BIOS here. It should have started going clunk, 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 clunk. All right.
Silly Andy says, now you have to set priority.
Yeah, let's see. Well, let's see. Yeah, there. Now see, we're still A and C. No, I don't see anything. Virus warnings off, CPU cache enabled, external cache enabled, quick power on, self-test enabled, boot sequence A and C. Swap floppy drive is disabled, that's okay.
Says, is the boot floppy in the drive?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's the one that we booted up. Did we boot up on it, or we were able to at least see it? I don't remember. I remember what we did. We haven't booted up on anything yet. Or did we? No, we haven't. All right. I don't think this is wrong, but I'm going to enable swap floppy drive just for the sake of it. F10. Yes, save it. It's the light's on. It accessed the floppy, and that's where it sits. And that's what's weird, huh? So now, I'm going to go back to the other controller, guys. We're going to wait for no hard drive.
Silly Andy says, does the floppy has the auto exec bat?
No, but remember, it did boot up. When we had the compact up here, it did boot up. All right. Turn this off. I'm going to put this other controller back in. I guess I'll just take it out. Okay. Put this controller in. The ground's up. It's in there.
Andy says, now you have to make sure the controller setting are activated again.
Yeah, and we will. Although that is in BIOS, but we'll look at BIOS again. Okay? Let's just try it one time. It accessed it, and then it stops. And you know what I am going to do? I'm going to turn the hard drive off, just in case. That should have already been going clunk, 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 clunk. All right. All right, let's go over here.
Silly Andy
Let me put this back.
says,
Let's put this.
the HDD?
Let's put this back. There is none. Boot up system. So let's go. Okay, let me go back here. Let me do an IDE hard drive detect so that we can tell it there's no hard drive in there. Of course, it's not going to find one, right? Because remember, I never did find a hard drive because I couldn't boot up. Okay. Yes, that one 000. No. Select drive. Or maybe I can set it in that first screen to where there's no drive. Okay, so now, oh wait, so internal cache, swap floppy drive is disabled because it needs to be that way. Enable seek is there. It still shows, yeah, it still shows, wait. Hold on, let me change this to none. None. Okay. Let's F10 it. Well, escape. F10, save, yes. Let's see if it boots up. It didn't even, it accessed, excuse me, it accessed it. It's booting up now. Nope. Non-system disk or disk error. Okay, I can dig that, but I thought we had, no, that's not it. That's not it. I think the fact that there was a hard drive there.
LOL.
Yeah. But still. Where is the drive that I just had? Oh wait, I put it in the other little case. And you know, guys, I probably should have known that, but it's been so many years. I wonder if it'll boot up just on this Norton Utilities disk. I still don't know where the other drive is. All right, let's do that. Excuse me. Control-Delete. Okay, I do get that error, but that's okay. I say that's okay. I don't know what the error is. When I Control-Delete, it kind of... All right, let's see. It accesses the floppy. Should try to load now off the floppy. Yes, it just loaded off the floppy, guys. Insert a DOS disk. Press any key to continue. Okay? So, we know it's reading off the floppy. Let me find this other disk that I had somewhere. It was the tweak disk. I know it was the system disk. You know, we did format one of these. Let me plug in one of these that we formatted. Make sure we're not grounding ourselves on the back there. It's trying to boot off that floppy. Boot failure, okay. So at least it's trying to access the floppy. I can live with that. So apparently this one's not the one that we formatted. Did this one? Did we put an OS on this one? And I still don't know where that other disk is. It's loading. That's loading. That is loading.
Silly Andy says.
Yep. Yep. Where the heck did the tweak disk go, though? Taking forever to load, though.
Silly Andy says. It needs a boost mod that UPS the volt and add a fan for 122. Silly Andy says. Or was it 88?
I don't know. It seems like it's loading. I can hear it.
Silly Andy
Here's a tweak disk.
says. It is reading.
Yeah. There's the tweak disk. Yeah, I heard it go. Oh. But that sure is taking a long time, guys. And remember, when we formatted it, it kept going on and on and on.
Nightbit says. Join our Discord server https www.discord.ggxycjobby.
Alright, enough of that.
Silly Andy says. I don't even remember how long that took back then.
Yeah, but I think that was I think that was too long. Okay, here's our tweak disk. I know we booted up off of it. Let's go. Booting there. Starting Windows 95. Here we go, guys. We got error, no available extended memory found. That's okay. XMS driver not. Here we go, guys. We are booted. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Man, you can still see. Hey, this is the first retro that we've done where we've actually achieved our goal. We have booted up the floppy now. No, I can't. I'm sorry. We have before. We have made baby steps. We found a video card. We posted. Remember? And then because I was having some problems and I had the bad video card. I had the Paradise card. No, this is the Paradise card. It was another card. I can't remember. That was bad. It wouldn't boot. But this one allowed us to see this.
Subscribe on the YouTube
So,
https://www.youtube.com/Kilroy797.
Just for grins, what time is it? What time is it? It's 11 o'clock, guys.
Custom screen printing.
I ran 3 hours on this one.
Kilroy.
Yay!
Silly Andy.
3 hours.
11.
Yes, I did 3 hours. I am going to check one more thing. I'm going to change the controller out with the other one and see if I've got 2 good controllers. And then I can always figure out which floppies I've got working. So,
Nightbit says, please follow here to see more antics in woodworking, electronics, computers, and more. Silly Andy says, are we supposed to get a storm tomorrow?
we got one today. Yes. And I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know
Back in the shop.
I think Dallas is going to get it.
Start basic and run nibbles.
Okay, here we go. So, we know this one's good. Where's the other one? Here we go.
Nightbit says, join our Discord server https.
Boy, Nightbot sure is being a pain right now. We definitely are getting weather right now. All right.
Silly Andy says, darn so coming to us.
Yeah, it's going to, well,
Silly Andy
I would assume.
says heavy storm tomorrow.
Yeah, well, okay. All right. Here's testing the other video card. I'm sorry, the other hard drive. The other drive controller card. Aw, come on, man. Where's our monitor? I lost it. Oh, duh. That's because I did this. Okay. Let me go back to that there. All right. Let's see what this one does. And I may have to go back into BIOS, but let's just see what this one does. It is loading. Yeah, we reset it in BIOS, so we don't have to do anything with the card, guys. Yep, this card's good too. So we now have 2 good hard drive floppy multi-IO card, I believe is what it's called. Yep, we're good. Okay, guys, I need to go inside, take my bronchitis meds and my regular meds, and get out of this dirty garage. So, anyway, all right. Hey, guys, really appreciate you all being here, cheering me on.
LOL.
Listen. Did you hear it? That was thunder. I haven't heard thunder in a long time. Yes. Silly Andy, look forward to. I look forward to your package. Yep.
Jeff Robinson says, where is the GUI?
Oh, we're not getting there tonight, Jeff, but we will. We will. The next step is I got to find a hard drive that'll work. And I've been working on some hard drive stuff. I've got some hard drives. Well, wait, right back there behind the monitor. And there's a
Canada
there's a hard drive
says, night all.
checker. But yeah, so I really appreciate y'all being here. Greg from Canada, Silly Andy from Houston, Jeff Robinson. I don't know where you're at. You're in Oklahoma? I don't remember. Appreciate it, guys. Let's see. Jack in the Shop, as always, thank you. Joey, custom screen printing. Who else was here? Let's see. I know Eloy was here for a little while, but I think he's probably fallen asleep. Patrick, thank you so much for being here. Well, there was a couple more that graced us. Oh, Jeff from Jeff's Train World. Pass it up.